Like I said in my previous presentation analysis, I said there is panic in the land. Panic in the land. That's because what some people thought was not going to happen, I mean, they felt somehow we are going to find a way out of it. It is not possible again. Although we have some couple of hours to confirm this that I'm saying. I'm talking about the appearance of the nurse, the pathologist presenting the new autopsy. Feelings and emotions are high at this time, but there is something that happened a couple of minutes ago, and I want you to pay attention. In fact, you cannot but pay attention to this one. We are about to hear some deep, explosive. I think something has to give at the end of the day. Something has to give. It has come to our knowledge about certain events that have been lied about, manipulated, and of course, the latest of it is Cynthia giving us time frame, giving us stories that do not match the officially recorded one. I have given examples of it, just two amongst tens of it. One, Cynthia's story is not making sense with what the police said. Police talked about previously. Cynthia said it wasn't even anything. We had to use cotton board to just touch on it. Nothing special. It was in the midnight that I saw that his arm is swollen. And we said, we have to get a nurse to deal with this. Also, Cynthia telling us about the time Mohbad died. Oh, it's on Tuesday, and it was 20 minutes after we got to the hospital. She's emphatically making it public that what was said at the inquest and what she knows not to be true, what the hospital wrote as a report stating that this guy was not brought into our hospital alive. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are hoping to have an establishment where emergencies like this or any kind of emergency at all, make sure you have a working CCTV, because I'm sure that this hospital has CCTV. They've already given out their official statement, but they are not blind. They heard what Cynthia said, that Mohbad died in that hospital 20 minutes after, meaning the hospital tried to resuscitate him, they failed, and he died. Ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome once again this man. What he dropped, it's so heavy, it's a bombshell, and I am very sure that you cannot but want to listen to this. You just want to see everything for what it is. Please like, share, tap on the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell. Returning subscribers and those that have been here, I say a very big thank you to you. And to those that have tapped on the thanks button, the one with the love icon, the last sign in the middle of it, may God bless you, may God replenish your pocket. If you like what we do here, you can also tap on that button that says thanks. Let's get right into it.
I would like him to actually speak to us about what he knows concerning the death of Mohbad and the actions and inactions of some stakeholders in the case of justice for Mohbad. One thing I would not like you to ask him is to ask him for his identity. Please, don't ask him for his identity. He will say things that he knows. You can ask some questions in some gray areas that you do not understand. And if he knows them, he's going to answer them. But don't ask him for his identity. Dolly Sass, you are welcome. But just give Gladiator Success some few minutes to make his submission. Or if Success wants to make submission after your narration of the whole event, that's fine.
General Venture, let him go on. Let him go on before, after him, I will speak.
Okay. Dolly Sass, you have the floor. You have the floor. Thank you for honoring our invitation. Thank you very much. Sass, are you there?
Am I on?
Yes, you are on now. Carry on, please.
Yeah. Good evening, everybody. Um, I've said most of those things. I wanted to say last time I was on one of the live programs.
Yes, Dolly Sass.
Yeah.
Dolly Sass.
Yeah.
You know you are coming
Yes.
to this platform for the first time, and we have the gladiators
Okay.
and generals here. People really want to hear what you have said in other platform. People want to know what you want us to know. So some people are not, they didn't hear you speak on some other platform. I heard you speak, I met you halfway, and I'm also curious to know the full details of everything that transpired too. So we would like to hear you, please.
Okay. In a nutshell, if I can say in a nutshell, because this drama has been going on for the past almost 2 years now. So I cannot just wrap it up in a nutshell, but I'll try my best. Something very glaring about this drama is that it appears to be the first of its kind in this nation. It's the first of its kind where a particular person is being protected by very powerful forces. And those powerful forces
Dolly Sass, just a minute.
yes,
Just a minute, please. Please, can someone screen record this?
is the first of its kind where state forces or some powerful forces are protecting some particular individuals, but mainly or majorly a particular individual. And that particular individual is Wunmi Adebanjo. Why they are protecting the protection started, this particular protection started from a powerful traditional ruler. That protection is from that powerful traditional ruler that is now connected to some powerful individuals, to some very, very powerful individuals. Wunmi has not got that kind of leverage or power to protect herself this way because she committed a heinous crime. And if justice was to be meted out, she should have been arrested the very first day Mohbad died. On Monday, 12th, around let's say 3 a.m. That's when he died.
On
He
Monday,
was killed around that time.
Dolly Sass.
Yes.
Monday is 11th,
Yes.
not 12th.
And they came. Listen, check your dates again. The show at Kudu happened on Sunday.
10th.
Okay.
Yeah.
It happened on Sunday. Okay. Was it 10th?
10th was Sunday. 10th.
Yeah. Okay. 10th was Sunday. So he died on the 11th, the Monday, very early on Monday morning. That's why I was trying to point out around 3 a.m. on that Monday. He died when they came back from the show. They started quarreling. He and Wunmi were the ones quarreling. Prime Boy saved himself. Prime Boy was also aware that something is going to happen. Something is going to happen to Mohbad. He knew, but he dodged the bullets by the quarrel. He was siding, he deliberately sided Wunmi in that vehicle, knowing that Mohbad will get angry. Because Prime Boy was a close friend of Mohbad, and Mohbad expected him to support him since he knew the story between himself and Wunmi. The Prime Boy deliberately Darusha, Spending, and the others, they knew that they had been planned for Mohbad to be killed that Monday, very early Monday morning. They knew. So they were all in it. So when they got home around, they left the show around 11 p.m. So by the time they got home, it was almost around 2 a.m. in the morning. when they got down from, they were fighting all the way to Lekki. They were fighting all the way. That's Wunmi and Mohbad. It was a serious fight. So Wunmi was in the plan of what will happen. Some people were already waiting for them at home. Some people also were also coming from outside. She knew the plan, and the others, Spending knew about it. Darusha knew about it. They were all in the game, in the plan. So when they got home around 2 a.m., they were fighting and quarreling from the vehicle until they entered the house. That their area is a very quiet area. Around that 2 a.m., when they were fighting and shouting, some neighbors came out and witnessed what was going on. Because that area is not like noisy areas like maybe Mushin, Agege, Ikorodu, and the rest, where the noise is the order of the day. No, it's a very quiet area. So when the noise was so huge, neighbors came out and witnessed what was going on. So they fought and entered the house. It was when they entered the house, they continued to the room. So it was a plan all the way. So when they got to the room, it was now the quarrel escalated. We battled Mohbad, and Mohbad and the others joined in, trying to overpower him. But Mohbad also, maybe slight in frame, he gave up a tough fight, hitting them with whatever he could hit them with, and the rest. That's why their faces were swollen when they came out the next day. The face was swollen. If you notice Wunmi's face, very swollen. Darusha's face, very swollen. But they could not really overpower Mohbad. That an SUV arrived in front of Mohbad's house. Two men came out of the SUV, went straight into the house, straight into Mohbad's house where the fight was going on. And that was how Mohbad was silenced. They came back again out of the house, entered the vehicle, and drove away. Witnesses were there around in that their area who noticed everything. But they kept quiet, knowing the powerful forces that were there, that were behind the whole drama. Now, I asked the question, if somebody is doubting about these powerful forces, has there ever been a situation in this country, ever, for the past 40 years, 50 years, where a dead body will be carried to a police station and the policemen will not go into action, they will start to harass that person that brought the dead body, asking questions, badgering him about where did he get the dead body and the rest of it. When Baba Mohbad took Mohbad's body to the police station at Lekki, there was an officer that wanted to write police report for him. Another officer came out and said, no, you should not write any police report for Baba Mohbad. Baba Mohbad should take the corpse away. That was how Baba Mohbad took the corpse away. Few hours, I think no more than about 3 hours after that, Sam Larry sent out a voice note in which he said, all stations have been settled. All stations have been settled. There is a linkage between that voice and the second officer coming to tell the first officer not to write police report. It has never happened. Even if police saw a dead body in a vehicle, the people in the vehicle will be arrested. Has been supporting Wunmi. The person is not supporting Wunmi just for the sake of supporting. It is the paternity of Liam that is mainly important to him. Not even Wunmi herself. It's the paternity, because 8 days after Liam was born, they were to do a naming ceremony where Mohbad will be the father to give the name to Liam. Wunmi told Mohbad that okay, in their home, what they do is that when the child is 8 days, they will carry the baby to their home, their own home, our mother's home. That's where they will christen the baby. For whatever reason, Mohbad accepted, which is very strange. Mohbad accepted. 8 days baby was the child that Wunmi carried to the palace of that traditional ruler. It was in the palace that they did native traditional DNA to determine who is the father of the child. The result came out positive that that traditional ruler is the father of Liam. He was one that gave the name Liam to Liam. It was never Mohbad. So it was from there that the plan to end up Mohbad started. Because the traditional ruler, by the way, the traditional ruler, all the children of the traditional ruler are females. He has no male son. He has no son. He has no male as a heir to his throne. So he was very happy. But his happiness, he felt his happiness will be short-lived as long as Mohbad is there. Maybe upstage him or whatever. People will have thought that, okay, what is the problem? If he knew that Liam is his son and has been verified for him, what's the problem? He could have maybe arranged with Mohbad and the rest of it. I think it was Wunmi that suggested to him because of maybe to claim Mohbad's property. Also, if Mohbad is killed also, I suggest that they should make away with Mohbad. And the traditional ruler acquiesced, agreed, show by also Briso and the Cubana chief priest. That show was specifically to get Mohbad in a corner that for that time he has to be killed. So that was what happened. Then there's another issue about this paternity test. Wunmi has already done the DNA test. When the first coroner inquest was set up, Mr. I will not mention names, but a senior advocate of Nigeria was the one that set up, facilitated the setting up of that coroner inquest. But the man was very careful, because after that coroner inquest, some days after the coroner inquest, Wunmi approached the senior advocate of Nigeria, that senior advocate of Nigeria, to act as her lawyer. The man accepted. But the man was very careful. As at that time, this DNA matter started rearing itself, its head up case, we processed from his own chambers. So a lawyer from his own chamber, now with some maybe medical personnel, now took sample of saliva of Mama Mohbad, and then took a hair strand of Liam and went to do the DNA test. When they did that test, it came out to be negative. Because you see, in DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid, that's the DNA, is the identity of anyone. So when you have family trees, brothers, sisters, fathers, if they are truly connected, they will have almost the same DNA up to a level. So that's why the senior advocate of Nigeria advised that they can use Mama Mohbad's saliva. When when they wanted to take her saliva, Mama Mohbad asked them that why are they taking her saliva? And they said her saliva was just to be taken because they wanted to analyze that maybe she was coughing around that time or some days ago, So they wanted to see which medicine will be applied for her. No, that woman was not that literate enough. She accepted. So they did the paternity test. The result came out to be negative. That was the reason why the Senior Advocate of Nigeria immediately removed his services as Wunmi's lawyer. Now about Mama Mohbad, there is something strange about that woman. The woman said not too long ago that, I will say it in Yoruba now, I say it in Yoruba, she said that Mohbad gbàgbé pé èmi ni ìpínlẹ̀, ó gbàgbé pé èmi ni ìpínlẹ̀, ibi tó ti ṣe mistake nìyẹn. Do you understand? So the woman does not have any iota of love for Mohbad. The reasons well known to her. So that was why it was easy for them to rope her in, because they knew that without our acceptance of the situation, it will be very, very bad for them. If Baba Mohbad does not accept the situation and wants to find justice, and the mother of Mohbad also is looking for justice, it will be difficult for them. That's why it was easy for them to rope her in, because she does not really like Mohbad. She likes Adura a lot, but not Mohbad at all. For whatever reason, let's keep that on our side. So the situation has come to this point now we are in. The forces, the main thing that worries these forces, they are not looking at the coroner inquest with hypertension or fear. They feel that they have that one under control. The main problem they are having is the DNA test. You know what? If the DNA test comes out to be negative, the cookie will crumble. That is the way the cookie crumbles. Because there definitely motive for the murder of Mohbad will now come out. That who is the father of Liam again? So that again. Darusha is after Wunmi. The people are looking at Adura. Darusha is the second main culprit after Wunmi. That Darusha was the personal assistant of Mohbad. For whatever reason, again, burden or maybe manipulation, maybe also spiritual manipulation, Darusha was able to have all the accounts or any account of Mohbad with him. Mohbad does not have any account at all until his death. So that the accounts of Mohbad or the accounts of Mohbad are with Darusha. So Darusha has a lot to gain from Mohbad's death. That was why it was easy for. See, I told you they were bashing and badgering Mohbad in that house after that show when they got home, fighting him, trying to overpower him, to kill him. But you know, somebody who knew he's going to die, he came out also with full force to try to escape, to defend himself. But they tried to overpower him until those two men came in. Those two men were executioners sent by that traditional ruler, all planned. It was really a master plan. This boy, prime boy, knew about it. He knew about the plan. He could have been there, but his conscience could not take it. That's why that rules of quarreling with Mohbad by siding with me when he and Mohbad were fighting in the vehicle that made Mohbad to send him out. That was a face-saving grace for him. That's why he was able to escape and run off. He could not bear it. Spending was also close to Mohbad, but probably spending out of monetary consideration, pecuniary consideration, he allowed himself to be bought in. Spending lied that he saw Mohbad in the morning of that Monday around 10 a.m. and he asked Mohbad about his arm. How is his arm? And Mohbad was asking him that, okay, the arm is almost okay, but can he get a nurse for him? Spending is telling a blatant, total lie. The nurse came on Tuesday. Mohbad died in the night of Monday, in the early morning of Monday. Not in the night of Monday, the early morning of Monday. So, how come that the nurse herself was saying that she wanted to give injection to a dead body? It's again conspiracy. You see, money does a lot. They've already coerced the nurse and told her that, okay, this is what she will say. That she met Mohbad, half unconscious, this and that. Inadvertently, she says a little bit of truth somewhere along that she met Wunmi and what's it called? Adura. They were throwing water on Mohbad. And she asked them that, why are they throwing water on Mohbad? He said that that's how they do it whenever he goes unconscious to wake him up. Yes, they were throwing water on Mohbad, but they were throwing water on a dead person. The point they were trying to do is, you see, the blood that still remains around his body, they were throwing that water so that that blood will not show to the nurse. Since the nurse appeared at the police station, the nurse has not spoken out at all because she was being gagged. Monies were being given to her and her father and the family. Just make sure that she gave the account the way they want her to give the account. But there's a problem with the account now, because if Wunmi had not done any interview up to now, the nurse could have been okay. She would be saved, even at trial, when the trial starts. But Wunmi is already pinning the death of Mohbad on the injection given by the nurse. You see? So the situation is dicey now. Maybe they will assure the nurse that at the worst, she can only go to prison for 2 or 3 years. Enough money is there for her to spend later. But I do not think it will happen. Drama will ensue tomorrow. I'm telling you that great drama will ensue tomorrow. You see? The others in the house also, tomorrow Friday, Inquest will, the Friday that's coming, 21st of March, another inquest we hold. If they don't finish tomorrow, another inquest we hold tomorrow. The idea is that all those 15 people, no matter how they have been trained, the bribing, the money, everything given to them, in this condition of Nigeria today, will have finished. Cannot guard them anymore. So when they come out tomorrow, or for those who will speak tomorrow, you will see them blabbering out the truth. God sent interview to reveal the truth. There's no doubt about it that Wunmi, who brought in, he was already in rigor mortis. Rigor mortis means stiffening of the body. Rigor mortis starts in the face 2 hours after death and then spread to the rest of the body around 8 hours after. So a total of 8 hours will take rigor mortis to enter the whole of the body. I just said that they checked his vitals, that's Mohbad's body's vitals, and they found that there was no indication of being alive because rigor mortis have already set in. And we claim in the interview that Mohbad died 20 minutes after. So what they did next was to carry the body to another hospital, just for vindication, because they wanted maybe a way out. not to say that Mohbad was brought dead, because if she said Mohbad was brought dead to the hospital, it means that he had died in the house, which actually happened. He had already died in the house. So trying to lie that he died 20 minutes after he was taken to the first hospital is also a blunder on our part. So the other things that I don't want to start revealing now, because this case is going to be a showcase, a case that, in fact, unknown to some people, there's going to be a redefining of justice for the better in this country.
Questions.
Just a minute. I said, then you will see the element of truth in whatever Dolly Sass is saying. So you can ask him questions in due areas, but don't strangulate him to give answers, and don't ask about his identity. Thank you all the gifters.
Thank you. Thank you to the gifters. Mr. Dolly Sasa Ekaleo.
Yes, good evening.
You sound like an elderly person. Agbanya Dalesa. My number one question to you is, this has been going on for close to 2 years, sir. Is there any reason why you have not reported this to the police, to the authorities? Is there any reason you could have done it anonymously without anybody doing it? That's my number one question, sir. Is there any reason why you have not reported to the police?
Okay. Now, when I started, I commenting on this issue, I said that has there been any situation anywhere since our independence in this country that a dead body will be taken to a police station and the police will not swing into action to investigate what happened to the dead body or where it's coming from? Question. Because yes, I will reply that question myself, because I've never seen such a situation in my life. Then secondly is that I told you that Mohbad carried Mohbad's body to the police station. A policeman was about to write police report for him. The second police officer came to the desk to tell that first officer not to write any police report, but Mohbad should take the dead body away. Then Sam Larry, 2 hours after Mohbad died, issued a voice note that says all stations have been settled. And what we have seen trending for the past almost 2 years now is protection for that lady called Wunmi, and generally a blockage of justice for Mohbad. This death occurred. The first thing the police should have done, is to go into Mohbad's house, arrest those people there, and start the investigation. Or they may even seal the house so that nobody tampers with evidence. That house was left months on end without any recourse to investigating what happened or locking up the place. Okay, is it this same police that somebody will now go to?
Okay.
That will now start start investigation or do the right thing?
Okay.
Thank you very much, Dolly Sass.
Okay.
You have answered that question.
Mr. Dolly Sass, sir, I can categorically say that at least about 90 to 90% of what you've told us now, of what we've heard, is what most of us know. That's number one. Also, from what you said now, sir, you said Mohbad was spied in the house. What kind of spying happened to Mohbad?
No.
And do you have evidence of it, sir? Thank you very much.
No. When you talk about evidence on something, and the police should be the first to investigate, to abuse or gather evidence immediately after Mohbad's death. They did not do so deliberately. They did not do so. So no one should now be talking about evidence like that in terms of the line you are trying to take it to. But I will say something. I told you that, come to think of it, even Wunmi's godmother even said Mohbad died in the house.
Yes,
On
she
note
did.
to her,
She
she
did.
said, hi, she knows what she's talking about. She died in the house, and Wunmi was saying that, Wunmi was saying in her interview that Mohbad died 20 minutes after they took him to the hospital, trying to maybe fixing that with the nurse's appearance, that the nurse gave him injection, that he was still alive, and the rest of it.
We know all that stuff. So
That's what I'm now saying, that when you are now saying that, do I have evidence to back up that? You see, there are motives and or motivational evidences that can still be used here. You see, I told that they came home around 2 a.m. that day, that early Monday morning, and they were fighting straight from the vehicle, and people, neighbors came out and heard their noise. Don't you know that? You say, okay, by the way, this DNA matter that I told you 8 days after Liam was born, and Wunmi took Liam to that. No, Wunmi took Liam to the Oba's palace, I mean to that traditional ruler's palace, where they did traditional DNA. Do you see? It was somebody in the palace that gave her this information. You see, when 2 or 3 people are around the station like that, it's no longer going to be a secret.
yes,
So
I agree
somebody in
with
the
you.
palace, very close to the Oba himself, that gave her the information that Wunmi did DNA. And it was confirmed that that traditional ruler is the father of Liam. And that traditional is the one that gave the name Liam to Liam. It was not Mohbad.
Said now, what
Now, let me now conclude with that.
Thank you,
the
sir.
death that he was killed, as I'm telling you now, when those 2 executioners came, those 2 men from the SUVD came, it was they that now silenced him. The others, Darusha, Wunmi, and the rest, were trying to overpower him. Do you get it now? So they are all in cahoots on this situation. The death that killed him, it can be pinned on Wunmi, Darusha, DJ Bami, and the rest. That 3 a.m. that he died, it could be pinned on them. Those people just came in to ensure that he died finally.
Mo bóyá àbọ̀ ni,
So he
bóyá
was killed.
olùpa ni, bóyá ogun lọ́bẹ ni.
That's what I'm saying.
Thank you.
We will not know that. We will not know that
Okay.
because we will not know that because you see the way this drama.
About not Mohbad. Baba Mohbad.
Baba Mo-
Ẹ ṣé gan ni, sir.
No. Before you go, let me hear that.
There was
Please,
something
let me
that
hear
you
that.
said that Bosede spoke about. It was Joseph Aloba she was referring to, not Mohbad.
No, the one that she said, ó gbàgbé pé mi ní ìpínlẹ̀.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, ìpínlẹ̀ Joseph
No.
Aloba.
No, how can
She said
be
this.
referring to
She
Baba
said this.
Aloba?
Wípé òun ti ń bá àdúrà tó ilé ìgbésí ayé ẹ̀ pé Mohbad ni ò jẹ́ kóun wà nú ayé ẹ̀.
Okay, bóyá mi ni mo get it wrong ni, ẹ má bínú.
No.
She said it that Mohbad gbàgbé pé òun ní ìpínlẹ̀
Just a
Mohbad.
minute.
Àbàdá ìpínlẹ̀ referred entirely to Mohbad. It was later, after being coached, that she started changing it to include Baba Mohbad. Because she out of her fury and then frustration with Mohbad, she said that. But she now realized, or those people coaching now realize that if this statement is allowed to spread, then it will mean something, that maybe she hated Mohbad so much. That's why she now tried to bring in Baba Mohbad later.
General vengeance.
That I've said that may not go down well with certain people. Do you get it now? But the truth has a way of coming out powerfully. And that you have seen now unfolding. I will not say more than this. So, General Vengeance, please drop me.
Dolly,
And
sir, Abs, you'll be able to come in to share more light. He has done remarkably well today by telling us what happened and what has happened and what is happening now. So please, I don't know if whatever that has offended anyone on the panel, maybe you wanted to ask questions, but you are not able to ask questions. Maybe we keep it to the saints. Do not trust anyone. God will keep you safe for the cause of justice. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you.
Bàbá Vengeance ọgbọ́n òṣè síbì kan ẹ jẹ́ kí mọ́mí parí ọ̀rọ̀ wọn ṣe rí kò ṣe nípa ti ara ní púpọ̀ wá rìn nípa ti ẹ̀mí ń kó abẹ́. I want to say something. I typed something there when you said I can bless èèyàn kan mo ní I'm not going to bless. Why this sensitive? Is it proper this way? Mohbad case is very sensitive. I need bàbá ní lawyer, I need Shitu. This is not the right way to come and ask, say all these things right now. Èmi ò ní one new back question. That is why my own got the first on them. They align with mommy rich grade. Why this time? Why is it openly to the whole world now? Only what she nǹkan ẹjẹ àwọn guided ẹni sùúrù sá mo mọ̀ pé platform yìí lélẹ̀.
No. Only get me sọ fún yín. Ẹ má ṣì mí gbọ́. This is not the first time Dolly Sars will be going on platform to speak. And my platform will not be the first platform for him to speak. I heard him spoke on one of the platforms or two. And I felt what he was saying. I met it halfway and I only wanted him to come around and reciprocate the same thing. So it's not like a secret that he has never said anywhere before. So
God
my own
bless
platform
you.
is not the first. So you understand?
Blame on you. The General Vengeance. Nobody's blaming you. Sherry, àwọn ìrìn àjò kan wà lákòókò yìí tó jẹ́ wípé wọn ò lè wú òtítọ́ tó wà ńlẹ̀. We say something and I want you to stick by it. Gbogbo wa ẹgbà bólúwa ti wà àtẹ̀mí ẹ̀sẹ̀. As God lives and is spirit.
Your network. We can't
Hello, ma, your network.
Honest. Kò sí, number one. And then I want you to know, emotions have been running through all of us for so long. Ẹlòmíì lónìí ìsìn ní tó tún gbọ́ yìí yóò sunkún mọ́jú ni. Lọ́kàn tó yẹ kó fi gbàdúrà ó máa sunkún mọ́jú ni. Mohbad ti kú. A dẹ̀ mọ̀ wípé inú ilé ló kú sí. A mọ̀ pé lọ́wọ́ àwọn èèyàn ló gbà kú. So, Nami, Ola, our focus 100% is on the corona. They only want to come and unsettle us. I am not fighting Dolly Sars, but ti jẹ́ kó ti wí tó máa wí àbí àfọpẹ́ fọlọ́run ẹ jẹ́ ó máa bá tiẹ̀ lọ. Meanwhile, don't dwell on this. Corona is tomorrow and God is in charge.
Mommy, okay, láti last day. And secondly, only prime boy mọ̀ pé Mohbad fẹ́ kú ìbolóyìn torí yẹn nìkan ni mi ò gbọ́ rí.
Mommy 80. Ọlọ́run nípa làákàyè yín. See, they be coming around. Good evening, everyone. I'm so sorry. Mo fẹ́ sùn láìpẹ́. The spirit of the Lord ó ti ń lò mí láti àná kí n wá sọ̀rọ̀.
Ó máa dé nìyẹn wòlíì wa.
Màámi Rich Grace, Màámi Richie baby. But I'm so tired. I couldn't come out yesterday to announce that please, on our platforms, please don't let us bring all these people up. Enough is enough. We are done and dusted. After today, I'm sorry. I know Vengeance is very, very intact. I know he knows what he is doing. Come and tell us all these stories. Why now? Corona is tomorrow. You are not even talking about tomorrow. Why are you telling us walk by something? What story, Latimo? We all know this story already. Like I told someone this morning, I said, what are the points? Can you please give me the point? And I'm glad that I understand it. Okay, that makes sense. Please do not. I don't know for long about Baba Vengeance, Baba me. Ẹjọ́ ẹ má fún ní class mọ́ bàbá. Lẹ́yìn ìgbẹ̀dá tó ti wá ẹ̀jọ̀ ìgbẹ́ ṣé náà ti tó ẹ dáwọ́lé ẹ má wà mọ́ sí avenue wa o tẹ bá wá èpè ẹ jọ nítorí ọ̀nà mo jẹ́rìí mọ̀mí yétì ẹ jọ ẹ tètè send life yẹn sí mi ẹ jọ ẹ share life yẹn sí mi kí n tètè máa bọ̀ anybody tó bá ti wá nísìnyí tó wá give wrong story níbi bíbáyìí tó fi wá máa fún wa ní going back the only story I want to hear is give me the video of where maybe you have the secret. Come and give me the truth and bring your proof. Give one of us the proof.
Where people have been saying, then just look at this video, and look at the mouth of the baby, look at the ori of the baby, and the ọmọ ẹ jọrí ori Samuel Doe, ọmọ ẹ jọrí Ọ̀párájì, ọmọ ẹ jọrí kìnìkan. The essence of bringing this man up, ibi tẹ́ mi rí gbámú gẹ́gẹ́ nìyẹn. Pé wọ́n pa Mohbad bí wọ́n ti pa Mohbad yẹn gẹ́gẹ́ kọ́ ní area of my concern. Ibi tó ti ń sọ̀rọ̀ Ẹlẹ́gùṣí, tó ti ń sọ̀rọ̀ ba oníkànbàsì rí agbádá yẹn, ibẹ̀ lèmi gẹnu tì, ibẹ̀ ni mo ganu sí. Ibẹ̀ gẹ́gẹ́ ni mo ganu sí tí mo fẹ́ mọ ogun fàtì yẹn. So this fact has confirmed pé Ẹlẹ́gùṣí ló wà nínú play yìí o, òun gẹ́gẹ́ ló wà lábẹ́ ìdìbò tó ń jẹ́ jìn. Thank you.
Ẹ ṣeun gan, vengeance ṣe é rí. Ẹ jẹ́ kí n sọ kankan ká tó tún sọ dáadáa. Mo mọ̀ wípé àti gbọ́ lọ́hùn gbọ́ nira fún ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ènìyàn. Èmi náà máa ń sọ, èmi ò dẹ̀ ní kẹ́nìkẹ́ni ó gbé mi èmi kọ́. Nínú ìrìn àjò justice for Mohbad, nǹkan mẹ́ta ló confam. Ẹ padà sí di àwọn videos. Bọ́ nígbà tí mi ò kí ń ṣe Pastor Adébóyè, ta ló fẹ́ gbọ́? Tí mi dẹ̀ kí ń ṣe bàbá kìnnì kan ní winners kí lórúkọ wọn náà Aboyedepo. Yeah, the word of God came expressly and he told Saheed ṣe tó máa ṣe fún àtúnṣe torí ó mọ̀ wípé ọmọ yẹn ìrìn àjò yẹn ọ̀dọ̀ ẹ̀ ló ti wá àtọ̀ ẹ̀ ló bí òun náà lè ágì rẹ̀. And there was a video. If there was anything that anybody knew me by, it was that open letter to Saheed Elegushi. Ẹni tẹ́ ẹ̀ bá rí ló máa sọ wípé mọ̀ ẹnìkan wá confirm. No, that boy belongs to Saheed Ademola Elegushi. Pàṣán dẹ̀ lọ́lọ́run wá fi ṣe. Pàṣán. So, àti bọ́ kúrò lórí ìyẹn tó ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ń dé tó ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ wá ń sọ.
Welcome back. Well, I will not blame those that, such as this man, this gentleman, let me call him that. I will not blame people who have something to say. But the thing is that all that he has said, there is nothing bad about it. Apart from stating that Prime Boy had the premonition that there is an intuition at play. Somehow he knew that something was going to happen to his friend and he intentionally... the thing about mystery, right? Yeah, I know these guys, they do visit several, hot spots. Let me put it that way. What I mean is they go to different spiritualists to confirm and conclude and to investigate. They get information. So if Prime Boy had prior knowledge of something about to happen, he might not want to talk about it now that the demise of Mohbad is being hooked on him. He will not say, I knew my friend was going to RIP or get unalived. But one thing I know that Prime Boy said is this. If I had known that my friend was going to be unalived or something like this is going to happen, I would have stayed with him. I would have received the punches. But then, when he told me to get down by force, and he was pulling the door and pulling, I just had to leave. As if something intentionally took me away from him. Something made me see him for the last time as we are friends together. And the next thing I heard is that he is no more. So about that part, it is not clear. But about half-truths or saying things that, like one of our guests had said, 90% of what you have said, we concur to it. 10%, they are all fallacy unless you have something to prove. But regardless, if you have 90%, and basically you want to kind of not say much. The coroner inquest is about to begin, and tension will definitely be high. Expectation, because this coroner inquest that will be held, and another one that will be held again before the end of the month, it will shape justice for Mohbad, like I said earlier. It will determine the direction, and it will even determine the heat, the temperature, if justice for Mohbad will be hot or lukewarm or totally cold. It will determine a lot. Two factors. One, the private autopsy that was conducted. According to Mohbad's father, he said he has not seen any of the report, and even if he did, he cannot interpret it. That's one. So if there is certainty from the test carried out, if there is certainty on it, if it is clear certainty on it, then I believe strongly that people will begin to think of the next step. In fact, if it is donation, people will donate, because now they have something worth holding on to, something meaningful. So if it comes inconclusive also, or with some gibberish uncertainty, with some ambiguous, no clarity, no simplicity, no pointer, hopes will be casted down. And the nurse, the testimony of the nurse, apart from the nurse stating certainty, because it's not just, it is Wunmi that now, the nurse has to show proof or probably witness statement at the inquest. Look, what happened is this. When I got there, I saw a big wound. But the thing is this, what did the nurse write when she got to the police station? That is what Cynthia is holding on to. Cynthia is saying, spending. And you remember what you wrote already. Meaning, when we were on the same page, remember what you said. So if you now want to change, remember that can be used against you. But what she does not understand is that it cannot be used against anybody. The inquest is called fact-finding, meaning the preliminary, the first is the police getting statements from witnesses or even prime suspects. The next is the inquest. The inquest is like secondary school. And the trial court is the university or tertiary institution. So the police is supposed to be efficient, supposed to be the bedrock of it, the primary. So the nurse can be like, I was threatened or I was afraid for my life. I didn't know if I would be getting security or not. That's why I said what I said. But here, I want to say this. I want to say this. This will shape justice for Mohbad. In fact, it will take justice for Mohbad. It will take it into another realm. It will take it to another realm. The realm that a lot of people are hoping for. It will take it to another realm entirely. It will give it shape. It will give it form. It will make it make sense. So if the nurse comes and begins to tell us what she needs to say and establishes it and confirms it and gives us charts and gives visual evidence, audio evidence, and gives some insight into some things, I think we'll begin a new, but the biggest of it is for that private autopsy, expatiating about if there was a cut on Mohbad. I don't think they will say, oh, he fell, he broke his skull, he broke his cranium, he did this and that. That definitely is, I mean, come on. But it is what it is. The mistake that was done is that Mohbad's father did not examine his son. That is the thing that I will keep repeating. It is strange It is strange, but it happens. You know, life is like that. It happens. And where you are supposed to act in a certain way, you just don't know why you didn't act in that way. One thing is this: how he saw what he saw upstairs, and when he came down, he saw his son already placed there. He didn't check, like, where did this injury come from? Is it not your son? Are you afraid? Forget those proverbs. We don't see the demise of forget those things. Anyway, it is what it is. It has happened. It has happened. We cannot dwell on that. Very important. So back to this gentleman who gave this. Some say it sounds like conspiracy theory, but the thing is that he's stating some of the things that we all have heard. You heard what Rich Grace said, and other people, you heard what they all said. Some of them are skeptical about it, like, Mister, don't bring in stories that we know already, and don't make it appear like you have a first-hand information about it. And the thing is that we cannot throw anything away. There are people who are aware. Come on, let us be sincere. Are you saying that all over Lagos, or all over there isn't someone who is aware of certain things that people are not aware of? Mohbad is, even if Mohbad is not popular and famous, there are certain people who are connected to certain people who are connected to certain people. It is not possible for those people not to say something like, I was in that house, so this is what I saw, this is what I saw. But one thing that guy established in his words, or let us say said, let us say he said it. He didn't really give confirmation, like physical evidence, so that we can say, okay, this has been established. What he said is that two people got into that house when Mohbad and Cynthia had a fight. And he said all of them joined. So is it that Adura is not at home? Now, let us be very careful before we throw something away. So while this gentleman was talking, it reminded me of what Spending said. Spending said, and I quote, when Mohbad came downstairs, he now asked me, you two, are you part of those people who fought me yesterday or earlier? So definitely it means there was a scuffle. Mohbad was having scuffles with Cynthia. Some people were trying to separate them, like, hey, and he was punching them, to fighting them, like, let me do what I need to do. That's why they all had physical bruises on them and some kind of swollen faces here and there. It is clear. It is very clear. So we cannot throw that away, that there was this fight. So the question is this: is this part of what Adura is afraid of? Like, he's unwilling to speak the truth. He doesn't want to say anything. He does not want to say a word, because he also tried to stop his brother from disciplining or fighting or beating or whatever, or stop Cynthia or whatever. So it's part of it. Is there something that we don't know here that we need to know? Very important. So Spenny said, they went upstairs. I was downstairs, but Adura is upstairs. So Adura should be able to tell you guys what they were fighting about and talking about. And even more. So that's what he told us. And I'm like, oh, okay. So they all got into a squabble. You know, when they got home, they fight, the energy, Mohbad and Cynthia fighting. That one cannot be erased. They had issues. But Cynthia said, oh no, he was apologizing because he fought his friend. And we settled. And no, all of those things happened that night. It happened that night. So, this man now that thought nothing is going to happen, I will swim and fly out of this without any stress, nothing is going to happen to me. He has now realized that wahala, trouble, I'm talking about Spending now, is right inside of his life. So this gentleman, there are some things that he said. It sounds so interesting to listen to. Some things about DNA that was conducted. The only thing is that he painted pictures. You know, he made it look realistic, which is okay, like script writing, but still is the same thing. For example, the DNA thing, how it was conducted, according to Buki, Jesse, it was Cynthia's manipulation, of course, with the lawyer, the same lawyer, Femi Falana, and Femi Falana had gotten her a different lawyer who had helped, and they gave Mohbad's mom a smartphone, and that's how they got her to release part of her DNA via her saliva, and that was used to test. So they will be on, they will know where they are, and it came out negative. Now that it is negative, I want to also take you back to what Mohbad's mother said one time when asked about the DNA. He said, the DNA has been done and still has not been done. What does that mean? It means it has been conducted, but she was told that because it is you, the thing will not be the percentage. She's uneducated, that the percentage will not be very, so that they need Mohbad's father. That's where she came up with the, it's not the son, blah, 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 because she's afraid. She's greedy. So the only thing that came to her mind is, how can I secure the bag? The bag. I need to secure that bag. Very important to her. That's why she came up with, it's not your son. Mohbad is not your son. Then Mohbad's father went to do the tissue-based paternity test, the test DNA. So there are a lot of things that will be unraveled. It shows wickedness. It shows that being a family member to someone does not mean that they are going to be there for you. Can you imagine two people, Adura and her mother? It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. So what are your thoughts about what this gentleman said? It's a serious matter. We can as well call him Mohbad's neighbor. We can call him Mohbad's neighbor. The inner carcass. What do you think about what he said? Please drop your comments about it. See you guys in the next update.